Sports Rush.
Ericsson, Garnacho hasn't stopped. Garnacho has scored in stoppage time, and Manchester United have nicked it.
For updates in the world of football.
Sterling for Liverpool. He's seen Henderson face to face with Fernandinho. Henderson! Oh wow! Lift the Anfield roof. Company's error, yes!
Formula One.
Imka's down the inside now. Comes Carlos Sainz on Lewis Hamilton. Sainz just squeezes Hamilton, who goes over the rumble strip.
Cycling. Boxing. Basketball and lots more. Listen to us live on Sport Rush, Mondays to Fridays, 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m. on Al-IyamoyeTV Radio. For more inquiries, please call 0806-242-9799. Sport Rush, your everyday dose of sports.
Morning to you all. It's SPORTVILLE on Al-IyamoyeTV and radio, and I am YAZID.
Good morning to you everyone, I am ZIYAD.
Okay, let's start with Leon Balogun injury updates. Balogun to miss rest of the season. The manager of the English Championship side, Queen's Park Rangers, Gareth Ainsworth, has confirmed that Super Eagles defender Leon Balogun will miss the rest of the season. Balogun made 12 league appearances and scored once for the club. Olisa Inda. Orlando Pirates give injury updates on Olisa Inda ahead of the PSL game against TS Galaxy this weekend. The medical department of Orlando Pirates has released an update on the club injury list. The former Aqua United star man has been a big player for the Pirates, and he was instrumental in the club's playing in the final of the CAF Confederation Cup against RS Berkane 2 years ago. He presently nursing a knee injury, and the club has confirmed that he has no return date yet. Ademola Lookman ruled out of the Torino game. The manager of Atalanta, Gian Gasperini, has confirmed the absence of the Nigerian Super Eagles winger Ademola Lookman for the upcoming clash against Torino. Lookman joined the Bergamo club last summer, and he has put up an amazing performance with the Premier League side Leicester City. Atlanta will face Torino on Saturday, as Gasperini has confirmed that Lookman will not be available for the game. Lookman has scored 15 goals in all competitions this season. On the NPFL Under 15, he has done it. Okpeyemi Yusuf scores and breaks the all-time record of the NPFL La Liga Youth League with 10 goals. He has now scored in all the games in the tournament. Brazil legend Pelé is added to the dictionary in Portugal to describe someone out of the ordinary after a campaign by fans to recognize the late forward's legacy 4 months after he died following cancer battle. The campaign got 125,000 signatures to honor Pelé's impact beyond football. Under the new entry, the word is defined as exceptional, incomparable, unique. The 3-time World Cup winner died from colon cancer, aged 82 in December. The announcement by the Michaelis Dictionary was part of a campaign that gathered more than 125,000 signatures to honor his impact beyond football.
In Manchester United, Alejandro Garnacho signs a new 5-year Manchester United contract after club overcame image rights disputes in talks. On the same day, Erik ten Hag blocked him from Argentina under-20 duty. Garnacho is enjoying a breakthrough season, having scored 5 goals and made 6 assists in his 31 appearances before suffering ankle ligament damage against Southampton last month. He returned to training on Friday before the news was announced. Now to Chelsea and Manchester United. Manchester United and Chelsea to go head-to-head in bid to sign Lille star Jonathan David, with the Canadian striker second behind only Kylian Mbappe in the Ligue 1 scoring chart. The Canadian forward currently sits second in the Ligue 1 scoring chart, having net 21 times in 30 starts with 4 assists. The former Gen star is also an experienced international, having scored 24 goals in 40 appearances for Canada, and was part of the side that secured the nation's first World Cup appearances since 1986 last year. The 23-year-old was part of Lille's side that dramatically bested PSG to win Ligue 1 in 2020-2021. Now to Sheffield United. Sheffield United Saudi owner Prince Abdullah insists he is still looking to sell the club after promotion back to the Premier League, but admits €115 million sale to Nigerian billionaire Dozie Mbuisi is unlikely. The Nigerian businessman agreed a reported €115 million deal to take over the Blades before Christmas, but the Saudi is doubtful that will go through. To sell is my intention, but nothing is guaranteed. I'm not going to sell to just anybody. I care about who owns the club next.
Okay, let's move to the Nigerian Premier Football League fixtures. Match the 16 in the Group A. By today, Nasarawa United is welcoming Shooting Stars, and tomorrow, Gombe United against Bendel Insurance, El Kanemi against Eyimba, Remo Stars against Aqua United, Kwara United against Plateau United, and in the Group B, Abia Warriors against Dakada, Bayelsa United against Sunshine Stars, Lobi Stars against Niger Tornadoes, Enugu Rangers against Wiki Tourists, and Rivers United against Doma United, and the match has been postponed.
In Newcastle, Alex Maximin may miss the rest of the season with a hamstring injury. Reviews heading O with Newcastle boss. Hopeful winger will be back for Arsenal clash on May 7, but admits there's always that element of doubt. The winger has missed the last 4 matches because of a hamstring injury and returned to his native France for treatment this month. He won't be available for Sunday at home to Southampton. Said O, maybe the game after that, Arsenal will May 7, but there's no guarantee at this moment. In Real Madrid confirmed Luka Modric has picked up a thigh injury, leaving them sweating over star man's fitness for the Champions League showdown with Manchester City and Copa del Rey final. Luka Modric is a doubt for Real Madrid key games against Manchester City in the Champions League and Osasuna in the Copa del Rey final after picking up a thigh injury. Luka Modric could be out for around 2 weeks after picking up a thigh injury. He will almost certainly miss Real's La Liga games against Almeria and Real Sociedad on Saturday and Tuesday, and may struggle to return in time for the Copa del Rey final on May 6. Now to Liverpool. James Milner. Brighton want to sign James Milner on a free transfer when his Liverpool contract expires at the end of the season, but the club is keen to keep the veteran as he plots a summer rebuild in the midfield. Milner has enjoyed a fruitful 8-year spell at Anfield, chalking up 326 appearances and winning a Champions League, Premier League, Club World Cup, FA Cup and League Cup with the club.
Arsenal are prepared to listen offers for Kieran Tierney and Granit Xhaka. Arsenal are prepared to listen to offers for Kieran Tierney and Granit Xhaka this summer. Striker for Larin Balogun, who has impressed on loan at Reims this season, could also be allowed to depart permanently as Mikel Arteta looks to raise funds for transfers. Reece Nelson, who is out of contract at the end of the season, could also depart, while Ainsley Maitland-Niles has already confirmed he will be leaving on free transfer after his loan deal at Southampton expires. Still on Arsenal, Edu Orchu signed to Partey upgrade as Bernardo Silva fires title warning. Bernardo Silva fires Premier League title warning as Arsenal suffer Manchester City defeat. Manchester City star Bernardo Silva has fired a warning to Arsenal as the two sides continue their battle for the Premier League title this season. The Gunners suffered a 4-1 defeat against City at the Etihad Stadium on Wednesday night and now sit just 2 points clear at the top of the table. Arsenal have not won in their last 4 fixtures as the reigning champions have now taken control of the title race. Pep Guardiola's side have 2 games in hand on the North London outfit and could move 4 points clear of Mikel Arteta's side if they win both fixtures.
Now to Chelsea. Chelsea could offer top managerial target Mario Pochettino the role by Saturday night, with senior figures from Blues hierarchy set to meet in Los Angeles to make a final decision. In AC Milan plan on Rafael Leao very clear. New long-term contract to be agreed as soon as possible, club pushing to get it done. The agreement is getting closer, waiting on the next crucial steps of the deal. In Manchester United, Sheikh Jassim has submitted his final bid for Manchester United. In addition to figures to buy the club, Qatari's proposal also includes a plan to invest a further significant amount of additional capital and infrastructure investments into the club directly.
Okay, let's take a short break from here. When we get back from the break, we continue on the news and release the fixtures that came up yesterday and also the ones coming up today. Thank you. Back to SPORTVILLE on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio, still on the news. Kevin De Bruyne is the world best midfielder and Manchester City have treble in their own hands, says Jamie Redknapp. Jamie Redknapp labeled Kevin De Bruyne the world best midfielder and said Manchester City have the treble in their own hands on the latest edition. De Bruyne was the architect of City's significant victory over leaders Arsenal on Wednesday night, scoring twice and making another in a 4-1 win, which means 6 more from the final 7 games will be enough to secure the Premier League trophy for the 3rd successive year. The Belgian's quality has been no secret for most of the 8-year spell at the Etihad Stadium, but he did not lose his place in Pep Guardiola's side earlier in this season. With the 31-year-old firmly back on top form now, Redknapp said he is unmatched in his position at the top of the world's game and in the Premier League history. Pep Guardiola makes Premier League and Champions League comparison. Pep Guardiola has insisted his Manchester City side are not focusing on the Champions League yet. City are on course for the potential treble of the major trophies this season. Ahead of a crunch run in for Guardiola and his star-studded squad, the defending champions have regained control of the Premier League title race over rivals Arsenal, alongside booking an FA Cup final date against old foes Manchester United. Guardiola is also plotting a first-ever Champions League title in Manchester ahead of facing holders Real Madrid in the semi-finals next month.
Now to Chelsea. Chelsea rehire physio Jose Calvaro just 7 months after his Todd-Bowley first exit left several players unhappy, with some believing the club's medical staff overall aiding the Blues' injury crisis and poor season. Chelsea have rehired physio Jose Calvaro following a campaign by senior players. 7 months after the Spaniard was fired amid changes at Stamford Bridge. In Manchester City, Pep Guardiola insists the title race is not over despite Man City's 4-1 win over Arsenal, as the manager urges his players to take nothing for granted ahead of Sunday's clash with Fulham. Impossible? No, it can't be possible. You can drop points in 1 week. You have to be aware of that, and then it will be easier not to drop points. I know at the Emirates we won. Everyone was happy. Then we go for rest and we draw. Now we won and we go for a special stadium organized team. If we do our job, we'll be closer. Nothing is being taken for granted. In Chelsea sponsorship, German insurance giant Allianz, one of several firms in discussion with Chelsea about becoming their principal shirt sponsor for next season. Deal with current Chelsea sponsor 3 is set to expire at the end of the season. Number of parties set to be in the running to become principal shirt sponsors. Allianz, German insurance giant, is reported to be one of those in contention. Allianz already have a heavy involvement in the sport, holding naming rights for both Juventus and Bayern Munich stadiums.
Okay, that's going to be all for the news. Let's introduce our female analyst to take on the fixtures that went on yesterday and also the fixtures that came up today.
Good morning to you all from this side. I am Yakina Ruwapo. Yesterday, in the Bundesliga, Bochum and Dortmund played 1-1. In Saudi PL, Al-Nassr defeated Al-Rad with 4-0. Today, in the EPL, Crystal Palace and West Ham will be played by 12:30 p.m. Brentford and Nottingham Forest by 3 o'clock p.m. Brighton and Wolves also by 3 o'clock p.m. In the Serie A, Roma and Milan is playing by 5 o'clock p.m. In the La Liga, Real Madrid and Almeria is playing by 5:30 p.m. Barcelona and Betis is playing by 8 o'clock p.m.
Okay, that will be all for the fixtures that went on yesterday, while Bochum played 1-1 with Dortmund, who are battling with Bayern Munich for the league and played a draw. And also Al-Nassr, I think they are back on their feet since their last two defeats, their last 2 matches. And now Al-Nassr, Ronaldo has led his team well and defeated Al-Rad at their own home 4-0. And also today in the EPL, Crystal Palace is welcoming West Ham by 12:30 p.m. Brentford against Nottingham Forest by 3 o'clock. Brighton against Wolves. Let us have some quick predictions from you two on the match. Brighton against Wolves United by 3 o'clock p.m. What do you think, ZIYAD?
Although Brighton was defeated by Nottingham Forest
Last match, yeah.
But I still believe Brighton should defeat Wolves.
Okay, he said he believes Brighton should defeat Wolves, and Brighton sits at the 8th position in the Premier League table with 49 points. Brighton still has the hope to go out to either the Europa League or the Euros Conference League this season if they fight harder to maybe end up in the 7th and above position this season. Are you also going for Brighton or saying Wolves is defeating Brighton?
I'm going against that. I'll go for Wolves.
Okay, she believes Wolves, as their name speaks, Wolves, they are coming to bite up Brighton on their position this season. She believes Wolves is defeating Brighton, while my male analyst says Brighton is defeating Wolves today. Okay, Real Madrid against Almeria. As you know, Real Madrid are 11 points below Barcelona in the La Liga table with 65 points, and Barcelona has 76 points. That's way too far. I don't think Real Madrid will be able to couple up those points by the end of this season. But Real Madrid are already in the final of the Copa del Rey and also in the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. UEFA Champions League is just like their trophy, the trophy they have the most. They are the owner of the trophy with 14 trophies. So I believe Real Madrid will maintain the ones they are in Copa del Rey final and the Champions League, because I think this La Liga has slipped off their hands this season. But let's hear from you, Real Madrid Almeria.
Real Madrid is defeating Almeria. They want to close the gap that Barcelona is using.
Okay, if Real Madrid is defeating Almeria, what gives you the probability that Barcelona is going to lose their match against Real Betis?
Barcelona, Real Betis. Barcelona lost their last match.
Yeah, they lost their last match against Rayo Vallecano.
Rayo Vallecano. Real Betis. Real Betis should defeat Barcelona.
Okay, I believe Real Betis will defeat Barcelona at Camp Nou. That's going to be a tough match for Real Betis to be able to defeat Barcelona at Camp Nou. Okay, are you also going for that? Real Madrid is defeating Almeria while Real Betis is defeating Barcelona.
Yes, I will agree with that.
Okay, since both of you have planned that you are going to go for the same thing, but on the APL side, you went different side. To me, I don't believe Real Betis will defeat Barcelona at Camp Nou. That's going to be a tough task for Real Betis. It was Real Betis welcoming Barcelona. I would have said I would have maybe given it a draw, but at Camp Nou, it's going to be a very tough task for Real Betis, and Barcelona are not letting their guard down on taking on the La Liga trophy this season. But I give it to Real Madrid against Almeria, and also I give it to Barcelona against Real Betis. That's going to be all for SPORTVILLE on Al-IyamoyeTv and radio. Don't forget to like, follow, comment, and share all our programs on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the notification bell for more interesting programs like this. And I am YAZID.
I am Al-IyamoyeTv.
And I am Yakina Nurua.
Tell you goodbye and have a wonderful weekend ahead.